Salut à tous et à toutes, c'est MouDur. Aujourd'hui, nous nous retrouvons pour l'EpicGamesTest de la semaine passée. Oui, si. Ce jeu était valide donc jusqu'au, que je ne dise pas de conneries, le 24, 25 janvier. On est le 27. Actuellement, je l'ai juste téléchargé, je l'ai même pas testé, c'est Horace. Il pèse 12 gigas, je ne sais même pas de quoi ça parle, mais tiens, je vais le tester. Mais quand j'ai vu le poids, je me suis dit, non mais c'est pas possible. Comment ça se fait qu'il pèse autant ce petit jeu, jeu indé? Par 505 games, je ne connais rien. Bon, je me suis dit, du coup, on va le tester, on va le tenter, nouvelle partie. Fichier vide, ça parle d'un petit robot, apparemment, qui découvre la vie, truc du genre. Donc on va voir, je ferme ma grosse gueule. Ce qui n'est pas facile. Numéro 1. L'homme 2.0. Seulement automaton. Sympa les musiques remixées. Ok, flèche droite, flèche gauche, flèche haut, regardez en haut, flèche bas, me baisser. Allons-y à droite, délicatement. Très délicatement, hein.
And so, I was born. The first people I remember seeing were the old man, the old lady, and their daughter, Heather. After they'd said hello, the old man powered me down so he could install some software.
J'ai laissé les sous-titres.
Nice people. The old man didn't give me a silly voice or stupid personality. And the old lady didn't dress me like a clown. Although for some reason, Heather really didn't like me. Once I'd had time to get used to walking, the old man asked me to dash from one end of the room to the other.
X. Ouh, putain, Naruto Run. Est-ce qu'on peut sauter? Non. Wouhou. Ah si, ah.
Next, the old man spent a couple of hours building some wooden platforms. He said he wanted me to jump up them, but I must admit, I was scared. It wasn't until I saw Heather and her mother happily climbing up them that I decided it might be okay.
Ouais, si tu restes appuyé, tu sautes plus haut. Je ne sais même pas si c'est un jeu de plateforme ou quoi qu'est-ce. Mince. Excusez-moi.
The old man then rearranged the platforms. He told me to try to reach the other end of the room without touching the floor. Heather said, the floor's made of lava.
The floor is lava.
I smiled at her. She just frowned and looked away. The old lady arranged some pillows and blankets. She said it was in case I fell, but I think she just wanted it to look more like lava.
Va falloir que je cours et que j'appuie sur A. Ouais. Woo!
When I reached the other side, the old man just smiled and said, "That'll do, for now."
Bon, pour l'instant il est sympa. Je crois que ça doit être des jeux qui doivent durer 15 ans. Il fait 14 gigas quoi, je ne sais même pas où ils les mettent. Oups. Ah, d'accord, je peux mettre pause. D'accord. Une licorne!
A couple of days after those first lessons, the family had a big meal, and I was introduced to everyone else. The professor was the old man's brother. He was very quiet, and always seemed to just kind of stare at me. He had lived with the old man for 5 years. The house was so huge they barely saw each other. He preferred instead to stay in his room, leaving everything up to his butler, Mr. Deck, as he insisted
Mr.
everyone
Deck.
called him, although the professor always called him Andron. For a while, he called me the yellow bastard, but the old
Il a l'air
man
méchant,
made
lui.
him stop, as he thought it sounded racist. Mr. Silton was the old man's driver. Before he worked here, he'd gotten in with some bad people and was the driver in the post office robbery, although it all went wrong for some reason. Mr. Silton showed me a video of his band. I'm sure some people must like it, but I just found it terrifying. Then there was Alice. She was the cook. She was a nice old lady. When she was younger, she had been a TV chef. Then, years later, she had a small part in Coronation Street. Mr. Silton said,
Bon, du coup, je parle pas
before she
beaucoup,
worked
désolé.
for the old man,
Je lis.
Alice was
Je
quite
découvre
a
l'histoire complètement.
She kept old newspapers and bicycles, and something about a poo in a shoebox. The next morning, the old man gathered everyone together to show them what I was capable of. "What else does he do?" asked Mr. Silton. The old man smiled.
Il peut
could
nous
help
aider dans la
around the
maison.
house. Could he help me with my newspaper collecting? Asked Alice. "I'm not sure that's a good idea," said the old lady, "but he can do all sorts of jobs." "Yeah," said Mr. Silton, "shove a stick up his ass and he can do Deck's job." Now, said the old man, "we have company," pointing to some important-looking people. Two large men, both called Gary, set up what the old man referred to as lasers. He said again, I should try to get from one end of the room to the other, but I shouldn't be worried, as I had a special chip which meant no matter how damaged I was, I couldn't die. He said it was like infinite lives in a video game. But when he realized I didn't understand, he said he would explain another time.
En gros, je peux me faire démolir, je ne mourrai pas. Bon. D'accord. Voilà là. Pas vraiment rush, hein. Ils sont très courts les délais là. C'est tout.
Everybody clapped, except the important-looking men. "Not exactly a cold, calculated killer, is it?" said the man in black. The man in grey laughed. "What kind of artificial intelligence was that?" he asked. "Move right, unless there's something in the way." Okay.
Il se fout de sa gueule, allez vas-y.
He turned to me and whispered, "They're going to make it quite a bit tougher, but I'm sure you'll be fine."
Apparemment on va complexifier la chose. Ah ouais, ok. C'est pas A qu'il faut faire, c'est X. Oups, désolé. J'ai confondu. C'est bas, pardon. Bas. A, X. Ah, les fumiers. Oh, les fumiers. Ah, c'est déjà plus grand, là, tu vois. Oh, ah putain, il m'a fait peur. Il m'a fait peur. Il va vite, lui. D'accord. Ça va être compliqué, hein. Moi je suis une daube en jeu de plateforme, hein. J'ai déjà dit, c'est vraiment pas Nelson, c'est pas mon fort. Saute, gros gland. Mais... Allez. Oui. Naruto. Run. D'accord, je touche avec mon... Oh là là, la daube. Il est sympa, mais c'est encore des jeux... C'est ça le problème, je trouve, avec les jeux gratuits sur Epic. Hein, comme je l'ai pas déjà dit, mais j'y pense. C'est qu'en fait, il faut à chaque fois une manette, en fait, pour être au mieux dans le jeu. Parce que franchement, au clavier, c'est la merde. Oh. Je le sens pas beaucoup, quand même. Voilà. C'est vrai que sans Christian, c'est pas facile quand même. Sans Christian, avec Christian.
The old man smiled. Now, there's no need to look so glum, he said. I'm still happy with everything you've done today. So this time, I was determined to do him proud.
Ok, allez, on renforce la difficulté. Qu'est-ce qu'ils vont faire de plus? Ah mais d'accord. Ouh, faut pas faire trop là. Je savais même pas qu'il y avait ce truc là. Ils ont mis combien d'années-lumière à réarranger la pièce parce que... Ouais. Non, j'ai fait un tout petit. Ah non. Ah non, je vais écœurer. C'est dur, faut doser, hein, c'est... Je déteste les jeux de plateforme en fait. Je joue jamais à ces jeux, je comprends mieux pourquoi. Il est où l'autre? Oh là là là, j'ai joué avec le feu là. Ok. Oui! Facile, mec, facile.
We might have a winner after all, said the man in black. It's no Killbot 3000, but you can almost see the fire in its eyes. A couple of days later, the old lady said she had a surprise for me.
A surprise for me?
She also wanted to play me some music.
Oh,
I wasn't sure.
C'est ma chambre.
Mr. Silton had shown me.
Ah, il y a un casque, j'ai pas vu.
As if music wasn't amazing enough, the old lady then bought me a television.
Waouh, une télévision high-tech 4K QLED.
I watched everything I could. Comedy, drama, horror, sci-fi.
J'adore sa gueule.
I would happily watch with them. Then one day, the old man set up a small box. He plugged some cables into the television and said, "This is what I meant when I said video games." I played games at every chance I could. I took on everyone. I was unstoppable. I had enjoyed music, film, and television. But to me, video games really were the highest art form.
Il défonce tout le monde au jeu. Pong! Allez, démonte l'ancien. Table tennis for two. Oh non! Oh là là, je dois faire les mini-jeux et tout. Ah, c'est énorme. Oh non, je pue la merde. C'est dur. Tiens, allez, un partout. Bam. Ouh, le coup direct. Non. Non, hein. Non. Non, hein. Allez. Yes. Easy win. Ça, c'est dur.
Heather's birthday was a couple of months later. Her mum and dad had bought her a camera and arranged a day up by the sea so that Heather could take some photos, although I really don't think she wanted any pictures of me. When the old man asked the professor if he wanted to go, he frowned and said, "I can't believe you want to spend time with that thing. It could destroy the world." I wasn't sure what he meant, but the old man just smiled and said,
Il a pas l'air de trop
"That's what
m'apprécier,
he
sa
said
fille
about
aussi,
the Game
non plus, hein.
Boy." And on, how about you? I don't think so, said Mr. Deck. The last time I got in that car, Barry crashed us into a branch of Woolworths. I never would have gone into Woolworths of my own accord. The old man explained that the car was old and the brakes had failed, but Mr. Deck was having none of it. So Mr. Silton drove, and Alice came along for the fresh air.
Ah, on est dehors maintenant. Ça, c'est bien. Un pimpin!
I enjoyed being outside. Although, the old lady kept telling me to be careful of the rickety old walkways. It felt like she was telling me off, but I think she was just concerned.
Je sens qu'il va mourir, l'ancien. En tout cas, c'est vraiment une histoire. Hein. Désolé, c'est peut-être pas le plus captivant, mais bon, ça se regarde. Hein.
As the
Moi,
old man and I stood on the cliff tops, I could see something in the distance.
Mais c'est une
I
épave.
wasn't sure what it was, so I asked the old man. He said it was a battleship that had sunk in the 1940s.
Un navire de guerre coulé
But
dans
he
les années
looked so
40.
sad when he spoke about war.
Ah, c'est un vétéran. Il était triste quand il parlait de la guerre. C'est certainement un vétéran ou quelqu'un qui
I
a
didn't
subi.
see what happened, but the metal platform Heather was climbing on had collapsed. She was safe, even if the rocks she was on looked very
Ok,
dangerous.
elle est tombée.
The tide was rising, and we didn't know how long the Coast Guard was going to be, so I offered to climb down and get her. The old
Yes.
man agreed, but said I should be careful, as Heather doesn't have infinite lives, like I do.
Ok. Oh là. Ya. Ya, bah elle est tombée vraiment loin, Heather. Ya, rush. Ya. 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 Oh putain. Ya. 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 Oui, je suis chiant avec les ya.
Heather was
Easy,
unconscious,
putain.
and her leg was broken.
Elle est tombée très
So
loin.
I
Hein.
picked her up as gently as I could. I decided it would be best if I didn't run the rest of the way.
Je dois revenir. Oh. Oh non, je peux pas courir maintenant. Bon. C'est pas grave. En soi, c'est un détail. Par contre, faut pas qu'elle se fasse électrocuter, ce serait... Tiens, voilà ta fille. Yo.
An ambulance
Ah,
arrived by the
déjà
time
l'ambulance
I
est
had
là.
made it back to
Incroyable.
the cliff top. The medics made sure Heather was okay and then took her off to hospital.
Et maintenant, elle va mettre redevable, elle
A
va être
few
gentille
days
avec moi.
later, we all went to see how she was
Elle va voir
doing.
que je suis sympa.
She was fine, but would have to wear the cast for a couple of months.
Ah, elle m'a fait un sourire. Eh. Elle qui me regardait jamais, qui faisait la gueule. Bientôt, on va se marier. Yes. Héros robot. Et robot. Je fais le con avec la fille du coup.
Once Heather got to know me, we became good friends. We enjoyed the same films and TV. She was also annoyingly good at some of my favorite games. After a while, she became very interested in how I worked. Soon she knew as much about me as the old man did, if not more.
Qu'est-ce qu'on
We spent
fout?
the next couple of months visiting other countries.
Visite d'autres
And
pays.
when it came to teaching me things, the old man always liked to pick interesting locations. He had explained the basics of mathematics to me at the Great Pyramid of Egypt,
Ah bah.
taught me history in the dead of night, surrounded by mysterious giant stones,
Allez, les Stone Age.
and even showed me science in action high up in a hot air balloon. This is why I was surprised when the old man took me to a restaurant. It was nice, but it seemed very somber compared to the previous grand locations. He said he just wanted to chat, and this was nice and quiet. Plus it was his favorite place to eat. We talked about life, the universe, Douglas Adams.
Alors, il va lui dire qu'il est gravement malade ou pas?
When I asked
La
him
musique
why
triste.
were we here,
Allez,
why
ça y
did we
est.
exist,
On va verser une
he
petite
just
larme.
smiled and said, "Life is like a game. Just don't expect to be finished anytime
La
soon."
musique.
When I looked puzzled, he said, "Well, everyone should have a purpose." So I asked him, "What's my purpose?"
Quel est mon
He thought
but?
for a bit, then said, "So you want to be a real boy?" Which just confused me even more. Eventually the old man said, "For now, I want you to help clean things around the house." I must have looked unimpressed, as he then said, "Okay, I want you to clean 1,000,000 things." It didn't sound
J'ai
like
ramassé
the
1 million
meaning of
d'objets.
life, but I suppose you've got to start somewhere.
Découvrir ma vocation. D'accord.
The next day, the old man said he wanted to install some more software, so he powered me down. When I came to, he said Mr. Silton had a joke for me, and that I should put his finger.
Tirer son doigt.
I don't think I got the joke. So the old man powered me down again. This time when I pulled Mr. Silton's finger, I got the joke. But it wasn't very funny. The old man then explained that he had installed a special chip which allowed me to clean away anything that was broken. He said it also tells me how many things are nearby, and how many smaller things are in a bigger thing. It all
Ouais.
sounded very complicated, but he said all I really had to do was pause, and it would bring up all the information I needed. He then said
Ouais, c'est
he
pas bon.
wanted me to find and clean all of the items in the room. He told me there would be some chains to climb, but that would be nice and easy, as I just had to press up. He then finished by saying, when I had collected all
D'accord,
the
donc là il veut
items,
que je collecte
I
des
should
objets dans
come
la
back
pièce.
here.
On va faire ça. Ah ouais, je dois passer dessus, d'accord. La binouse. Attends, faut tout ramasser du coup. Ah, ça va être chiant ça. Oh là là, attends. Je crois que je me suis bloqué. Ah, je peux faire X en même temps, mais vous êtes abusés ou quoi? Allez! Yes! Pas facile, hein. Donc là, il y avait une poubelle, je n'ai pas vu. Il faut que je fasse quoi? Je ramasse tous les objets, là? Je suis dépanneur, quoi? Ça marche comment? Je fais les encombrants? Ah, c'est dur, en plus. Parce que du coup, il faut faire gauche à haut. Ensuite, gauche. Putain, c'est dur. C'est chiant, surtout. Bon, je fais étape par étape. Ceux du milieu. Voilà. Ensuite, A, haut. Gauche A. C'est super bien, pratique. Là, je ramasse une voiture. Putain, mais vraiment, je ramasse 1 million d'objets. C'était une blague, je pensais, non? Je peux laisser un objet en haut? Non. Non, bah c'est bon. Hop. Non. J'ai pas tout ramassé là? Ah! Fumier! D'accord. Punaise! Voilà!
The old man then asked the old lady Heather and I to follow him outside. I was happy too, as it was a lovely hot day.
Alors pourquoi il veut que je vienne dehors l'ancien là?
The old man said he was worried that Alice had been hoarding again. She had filled up a small barn with old bicycles and newspapers. Heather said this would be a perfect chance to properly test my new
Tester mes
powers.
nouveaux pouvoirs.
The
Qu'est-ce que
old
j'ai comme
man
nouveau
thought
pouvoir?
for a second, then said, using the steptoe chip, I should
La
find
puce
and
steptoe.
clean at least 300 things. When we explained to Alice what we wanted to do, she seemed scared. But after the old lady kindly explained that, well, the barn was starting to smell, she said it would be okay. One last thing, said the old man. If you want to use a door, just push up.
Ok, utilise une porte,
When I
appuie sur
was
O.
about to enter the old barn, Mr. Silton said he had seen some mushrooms growing inside. He asked me to give him any that I found.
Et lui il
He
veut les
then
champignons.
winked, but I wasn't sure why.
Ok, on peut pas aller dans l'eau. Ah la musique! Excellent! Oh là là, le brin! Ouais, je ramasse vraiment la merde de tout le monde, moi. C'est ça en plus, hein, je ramasse la merde de tout le monde. Bon, heureusement il y a de la bonne musique, ça va, on se régale. Oh là là, il est chiant ce souffle, faut attendre qu'ils sont en bas. Quel bordel, putain, elle a mis toute sa merde l'ancienne là. Allez. Oh là là, mais c'est quoi cette grange? Hop. Hop, on prend les champignons pour le vilain. Non, il y a une petite... Oh là. Je l'avais pas vu. Oula, il y a des trucs par terre là. Ouh. C'est bon, c'est fini. Alors où est-ce que je dois aller maintenant? Est-ce que je dois retourner dehors? Je pense que oui. Yes!
The old man was was very happy with everything that I
Toute
had
la merde
seen.
que j'ai ramassée. Où est-ce que je l'ai mis? Je ne sais pas,
Mr.
mais...
Sultan was even more happy with his mushrooms.
Ouais. Ouais, mange-le pas ton champignon, hein. Vu la gueule, tu risques d'être déçu, je te le dis. Maintenant on est en automne. Allez.
Wasn't the days getting shorter, or the evenings getting colder? It was the falling leaves that really made me feel sad. As we watched the trees blowing in the breeze, the old lady said, "The leaves must fall before the blossom comes." She had already explained the seasons to me, so for once, I actually understood. But it didn't make me feel any better.
C'est marrant qu'un
The old
robot ait
lady
des sentiments.
obviously had enough of my moping and said, "Right, next week we're going to have a party." For some reason she insisted that we were all going to wear costumes.
D'accord, une soirée
I was
déguisée.
very excited and said, "I've got some perfect ideas."
Ah. Oups, mais merde. Halloween. Va falloir que je fasse peur aux gens, quoi. Il n'a pas de faim. Mais merde, c'est pas vrai.
It was terrifying. Everyone was dressed like someone else.
C'était
I was
terrifiant.
meant to be some kind of pumpkin, as everyone kept shouting, "It's the great pumpkin." Still, at least Mr. Sultan was having fun telling everyone
Allez,
his
l'enfoiré.
joke. And I suppose Heather's costume was quite flattering.
Elle s'est déguisée en
After
moi.
what seemed like forever, everybody left, and things got back to normal. Heather was allowed to watch a scary film before she went to bed, but I had to help Alice and Mr. Deck clean up.
Allez, on doit ranger la merde de la Hollywood
I
Party.
wasn't happy about this, but the old man said if I was quick, then I could watch the end of the film with them.
Ouais, super. Allez, dépêche-toi, tu regarderas la fin du film avec nous.
Alice
Connard.
was vacuuming, and Mr. Deck was taking down the decorations. So
Il est
I
content,
thought
lui.
I should clean up the plates and glasses.
Ouais, d'accord. Là, je suis vraiment l'esclave, moi aussi. Oh,
The ear-splitting sound was the
l'alarme
fire
incendie,
alarm.
ouais.
As usual, Mr. Deck blamed Mr. Sultan, saying he was probably smoking one of his jazz cigarettes. But then the professor appeared. He said that there was something burning in the kitchen. Alice
Oula.
looked confused, saying that she hadn't cooked anything since the morning. We were all surprised when Mr. Deck opened the oven. Inside was a large black cloak and a slightly burnt pair of
Un
men's
manteau noir, des
underwear.
sous-vêtements roussis d'homme.
Suddenly the old lady burst in. She looked terrified. She kept shouting, "There's someone on the roof." When we
Quelqu'un
went
sur le toit.
outside, it slowly became obvious that it was Mr. Sultan. He was completely naked and playing his guitar. He shouted
Il joue de la
down,
guitare tout nu.
"When I finish this song, I'm going to fly."
Ah, il a pris les
The
champignons.
old lady said, "Oh my God, I know this one. There's only about 30 seconds left." The old man then
30
quickly
secondes.
turned to me and said, "You know
J'ai
what
30
to
secondes
do."
pour monter. Oh putain, je fais comment? Attends, mais je fais comment, sérieux? Ouais, j'ai perdu un temps de fou déjà. Je fais comment? Bah, je peux pas. Mais j'ai fait comment? Mais j'ai fait comment, merde? Oh putain, non, le con, bah c'est mort, il est mort. RIP in peace, dude. Ah bah il est mort 3 fois là. Il est mort, il va sauter. Qu'est-ce que je fasse? Oh non, ça va niquer l'histoire. Non. Ah, ça va. Ah, je pensais que ça tuait l'histoire, j'étais écœuré. Il a pris les champignons, ce con. Bah ouais. Il va dire que c'est moi en plus. Oh Sam, maman. Oh, allez, il est où là?
By the time I had made it up to the roof, Mr. Silton was beside the edge. I tried to calm him down, but he was acting
Il était encore
even
plus
more
bizarre que
bizarre than
d'habitude.
usual.
Ah bah ouais, il est sous champignon là. Il va sauter, c'est sûr. Il va me défoncer peut-être. Ah non, même pas. Oh, local idiot. A robot saves again.
After an
Énorme.
hour or so, Mr. Silton was fine. He said he had eaten some bad magic mushrooms. Part of me wondered why he hadn't doubled in size. Still, he was soon laughing and joking with the paramedics. One of them said he looked like the world's worst clown. I don't think Mr. Silton liked that. So he told his own joke. But that just made the other paramedic call him Marshmallow. So I don't think he liked that either. But at least he was still in one piece.
Eh ben.
A month or so later, Heather and I were playing video games when the old man said
Comment il
he
s'appelle
wanted
ce
me
jeu?
to
J'y
come
ai joué.
outside. He said it had been a year since I had arrived,
Oh.
so he had a present for me.
A teddy
He
bear!
placed the teddy bear high up on a wooden platform. He then told me I should try to pick it up.
Allez, essaie de récupérer. Ouais.
Try as I might, I couldn't reach
Bah non,
the
tu peux
teddy
pas.
bear. However, I still don't understand what happened next.
Qu'est-ce qui lui arrive? Tu vois, je m'en doutais, il fait un arrêt cardiaque. Mince. Fais quelque chose? Si fou! Ah, là, il y a une bâche, c'est pas forcément bon, là. Non, s'il y a une bâche, c'est pas ouf, quoi. Attends, il s'est éteint? Ah ouais, il s'est éteint, en fait, carrément, quoi. Putain, je tire même plus le doigt. Alors, l'ancien, il meurt, je m'éteins. Elle se barre. Lui, il fait toujours la gueule. Bon. The old lady. Ah, ils ont appelé la maintenance. Non. Il est mort, le vieux, il est mort. Ce drama. Elle est toujours blasée elle quand même. Enfin là en même temps c'est logique. Mais je dirais toujours la même tête depuis le début. System shutdown complete. Et voilà. On l'a foutu à la cave. Oula, il y a passé du temps là. Beaucoup de temps. Oui, beaucoup. Ils s'amusent bien. Ça fait plaisir les devs hein, quand même. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce bordel? Franchement, qu'est-ce que c'est que ce jeu? C'est quoi? Putain, ils avaient mangé quoi les développeurs? Ils sont au taquet. Oh là là, c'est pas pour les épileptiques, hein. Je vous le dis, hein. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce bordel? Putain, c'est tous les jeux qu'il a joué, ça c'est énorme. Putain, je vais oublier les noms, mais... Ah, trop fort. California, c'est pas ça? Le truc avec la voiture?
Was I dead? Was this heaven? It sort of looked like the basement bathroom.
La salle de bain du sous-sol. Ok. Bon.
It was the shoes the old man was going to give
C'est les chaussures que le vieil homme
me.
allait
I
me donner.
thought I might as well put them on. They were just the right size.
D'accord, bon, j'ai mis les chaussures. Mais merde, j'ai mis les chaussures.
The old man's hat fit me pretty good as well. I'm sure he wouldn't mind if I wore it.
D'accord.
Amazingly, the shoes allowed me to defy gravity. Or maybe it was the hat.
Eh, j'adore la cravate qui va à l'envers, excellent. Ok. Était-ce le chapeau ou les chaussures? Nothing is beautiful from every point of view. C'est beau, c'est beau. Mon monde détruit. D'accord. C'est mignon. Bon. On va juste continuer un petit peu le drama. Ah, c'est pour ça qu'il voulait me donner des chaussures anti-gravité, je pense, l'ancien. Ah ouais, bah ça va un peu plus facilement, là. J'ai peur que ce soit un petit peu... Oups. Si c'est effondré, ça va pas forcément bien, je pense, au-dessous.
I had to be careful. The electricity was going haywire in some places.
Voilà, c'est bizarre, hein. Compliqué, là. Attends, comment tu peux faire ça? Ouais. Oh, oh, je vais faire des sauts en biais, quoi. Oh la vache. Oh là là. Oh, c'est... traître. Ah Ah ouais. Oh là là, c'est chaud. C'est chaud,
How
faut
long
suivre.
had I been asleep? Months? Years? I was so
Oh là là, y a plus
confused.
personne là.
Where had everybody gone?
Là, y a plus personne là. Tout est cassé. Attends, est-ce qu'il y a un truc si jamais je cours sur le toit là-bas là? Non. Bon, on va continuer un tout petit peu, je vais arrêter. Juste pour voir comment c'est dehors, mais mon monde détruit.
I was slightly scared. This was the first time I had been outside on my own.
Bon, déjà il est à l'abandon, donc ça fait un bon moment qu'ils sont partis. Et il m'avait laissé dans le sous-sol, ces enfoirés. Non, il est à l'abandon là, hein. Ça pue la merde quand même, hein. Elle est énorme. Oh. C'est manoir.
I knew what I had to do. This had to be my purpose. I would clean a million things, so I could become a real boy.
Je collecterai 1 million d'objets pour devenir un vrai petit garçon. La musique du drama. Bon bah voilà. Du coup, je pense qu'on va arrêter ici. Est-ce que je vais sur la lune? Non, je suis mort ou il y a quelque chose vraiment? D'accord, moi je suis mort en fait. Donc faut pas faire ça. Voilà, voilà, bon bah c'est tout pour Horace, hein. On aura passé quand même un peu plus de 45 minutes. Tester le jeu, qui est vraiment sympathique. Ah bah faut suivre l'histoire, malheureusement au début j'ai pas beaucoup parlé, c'est vrai que... Bah, je laissais place au drama, je laissais place au jeu, hein. Et voilà quoi, c'est surtout ça. Bon après, 14 Go, j'imagine que l'histoire est énorme, qu'il en reste énormément. On est au chapitre 3, c'est long quand même, hein, 45 minutes, on avance pas beaucoup. Après, faut suivre, mais c'est encore une fois, comme je dirais, un jeu de plateforme. Je suis pas super fan des jeux de plateforme. Bon après, peut-être que ça me laisserait tenter, mais bon, hein. Je peux rentrer?
I was surprised to see an old
Ah,
man,
j'ai dit que j'ai
but
arrêté.
not
Mais...
as surprised as he was. It turned out he was blind. He was kneeling on the floor
Un
with
homme
his
aveugle.
hand in a drain. When I asked him what he was doing, he said his cat had crawled into the
Sa
pipe
chatte s'était
and
faufilée
he
dans
was
les tuyaux,
trying to get her out.
qui veut l'aider à la sortir.
He was very happy when I offered to help. He said there was no way we could reach her from here, so if I was willing, I could make my way through the sewers and get her from the other end.
Ouais, il veut que je rentre dans les égouts pour l'aider. Alors...
As long as possible,
Oh là
but
là
I
là
would
là.
have to run, as the pipes would soon fill up again.
Il va couper l'eau,
I happily
l'aveugle.
agreed, so he gave me a key. He said this will open all the sewer gates. Go through here, then down the ladder, and through the big door at the bottom.
Ok, bon bah... On verra ça par la suite. Gary Gamel, c'est lui, hein, apparemment. Allez, bon ben, du coup, on s'abandonne ici. J'ai récupéré 4319 objets, il en faut 1 million. Hein, ok, au calme. Si c'est vraiment ça, c'est énorme. Et bah voilà, franchement, un petit jeu qui est sympathique, qui était gratuit. À la base, il est à 20 €, je pense, 15-20 €. Bah, il était gratuit jusqu'au 25-24, donc vive, comment dire, moi, hein, dans le fait de faire des épisodes dans les temps. Hein, ça, c'est mon talent. Voilà, voilà. On se retrouve donc très rapidement pour le prochain épisode du EGT. Ce sera sur The Bridge, qui est gratuit jusqu'au 30 janvier. Voilà, voilà. Bon, allez, je vous abandonne, je vous laisse. Et je vous souhaite une bonne soirée, une bonne journée. Et à tantôt. Bisous, bisous.
Oh là là.